Where you at? Good morning, Kentucky. It's Bob here, back in his happy place, and we had the yeah, we had it, didn't we? Good morning, Kentucky. It's Bob back in his backyard in our happy place. Uh, Me and Terry had a wonderful weekend. We uh, we had the privilege of being one of the gardens on the Bardstown Blooming Garden Tour, where um, you go from house to house. There was 9 houses and some absolutely beautiful gardens. And we were lucky enough to be one of those houses. So uh, we uh, we had lots of visitors from 9 to 3, and with the master gardeners came the night before, and they're the ones that put it on. And it's nice to talk to people that know more about plants than I do, and I learned a lot from them, and I'm sure some of the people that came learned from me. So that's the whole idea. What we're trying to do. This is Max. It's always in my way when I'm trying to do a video, but I'm just going to give a quick tour of what our gardens are struggling right now, because we went from tropical, which was the last video I did. I was going to do tropical Kentucky. Well, now we've had 3 weeks of absolutely not a drop of rain. So, I'm up at 7 watering and trying to keep everything living. So if it's not perfect, and garden's never perfect. So um, we've been praying for rain, and especially before the tour date, but it never came. So it's cloudy today. They say there's a chance of rain, but they said that all last week. So we don't believe weathermen anyway. So um, I'll let you go for now, and I will walk around and different locations and video some beautiful flowers and vegetables. All right. I will say later. Later. I'm back. This is probably the favorite part of my garden. Um, Everything is blooming really well for as little rain as we've had. But I'll step back. Um, Bananas are coming along, not as big as last year. Black-eyed Susans are just spotted all over the place. Our 4 o'clocks, kind of in your way. 4 o'clocks are all blooming this morning. The herb gardens looking pretty well. And then we come over to the butterfly bush canis, some lilies in there, and around to the greenhouse where the dahlias. So we'll head over that way now. All right, so we're back, and this is one of our little seating area. This is our newest garden, and we've done a lot with canis and elephant ears in barrels and all kinds of containers. They make a nice pop, and they're and then remember, we have cherries, and we have peach and our new pear. And so here we start having some fun. This is popcorn. It's doing really well. We in my strawberry structure that's still going. I found out it's a little, the black just, the sun just heats it up, so I'm going to dry out so fast. But we're trying, and but in springtime it works great. This massive thing is a purple sweet potato. It is, if you let it go, it'll probably take over your whole yard. We keep clipping them back because they keep rooting into the grass, and I don't want purple sweet potatoes growing in the middle of my lawn. The little lawn there is. All right, this is my wife's favorite. These are dahlias and zinnias, and they showed very good at the show. And then we'll just slowly turn over, and there's the black-eyed Susans, just so pretty. Roses are battling with Japanese beetles right now, so we're totally organic. So my wife picks every Japanese beetle off she can find and puts them out of their misery. Okay, this is our vegetable garden and flower garden. Marigolds, status. Here's our tomato structure where we grow our tomatoes vertically. So there's nothing on the bottoms, and they just keep growing taller. And indeterminate, they'll grow until it frosts. So you want to get all you can get off of them. This is our 4 square foot garden. It has everything from the walking onions that you've seen in other videos, and zinnias, and turnips, and beets, and peppers, and more turnips, cannula, more lettuce coming up, some onions. There's some leeks in the back, and tomatoes popping up, volunteers everywhere, and then our bean trellis. They're doing really well so far, and these beautiful babies here, they're just bees all over them all the time. And tomatoes and our strawberries, and we got cucumbers growing up to trellis now, and plenty of marigolds. You got to have marigolds if you're going to have a garden. This was our cold frame. We just took the clear part off, and we actually got a couple brassicas in there, and we got carrots growing. So here's my tomatoes again. They put off a lot of tomatoes so far. So if we ever get some natural nitrogen from the rain, we'll be in great shape. This, if you're not familiar, this is borage. This is my wife's wildflower garden, which has done really well. Cosmos, all kinds of different, and then kinds of Asher buttons, and you name it, it's in there. And now we're still growing in grow bags. We got sweet potatoes in grow bags, beets in grow bags. Now this is corn. This was our potato patch. We harvested it because it was so wet that we had to get them out before they rotted. So we put corn in right after that. And this is a monumental moment because this is our first head of cabbage we ever grew that made it all the way to maturity. Now we're going to eat it. These are, this is a volunteer tomato. Volunteers are just amazing. And this is fennel. I watered this morning and it all just fell over. I staked it up so it didn't go that way and it went the other way. We've got yellow squash. And that's not fennel, that's dill. Oops. Yeah, dill. Because we just put up pickles yesterday. And so that'll be a little later. And then we got, you know, it's never too late to start as long as you have enough days to your first frost date. Carrots and lettuce and onions are real small right now. And but if you got an empty spot, put something in it. You got plenty of days. This is okra, and we planted 2 okra in the back, and this one came up in our window box up there. Now how that happened, I have no clue, but it's doing better. We moved it over here. It's doing better. Watermelon, and there's baby watermelons in there somewhere, and cantaloupe. Never been able to go cantaloupe, and there's one right there. And carrots all in between. This beauty is a carrot. If you let your carrot go, it turns into that. So bees love it. Tomatoes again, more beans, more beets, more carrots. We we still do everything with compost. Always want to mention that when we go by. We just emptied this bed out and put the compost on that bed. So we took that out. So these 2 are working. And if you don't have one of these little black composters, this is what it comes out looking like. Out of weeds and grass clippings and coffee grounds and watermelon and cucumbers that went too far, and cardboard and newspaper and leaves and you name it, turns into that. So that's the fuel that runs this whole garden. These are blossoms. They're doing beautiful, but their seed explodes when you touch it when it gets dry enough, and it blows them everywhere. So we started out in the front. Somebody gave them to us, and now we have them here. We have them in the back garden. We have them just about everywhere. Sweet potatoes. Now these are regular sweet potatoes. The other ones were purple sweet potatoes. We've been working. I said I was working on this garden last couple times, and the bed with the sticks around it was our first batch of corn, which I have to ask the raccoons how it was, because they ate it all before it even got 4 inches. The ears are about 4 inches long, and they just ate them all. So all kinds of squash. We got butternut, we got buttercup, we got I can't even say that darn name of that thing. Yeah, if you can, that's good. But we're curious what that one's going to be. We've picked all kinds of new squashes this year. There's a buttercup down there. It looks like a pumpkin. And we got potatoes blended in. And I think this one's butternut or buttercup. I can't even tell until you see the fruit. And this is going to be our massive pumpkin. We'll see how that works. And then we got little pumpkins up there, but if they don't get moving, they're never going to make it for Halloween. But yeah, this is our deserted corn patch, which is going to turn into lots more here pretty quick. This is my neighbor's garden. It's Earl, and he's been working real hard trying to keep up with the neighbor. But this garden's doing good. Tomatoes are doing good. Zucchini's looking great. We can't even grow a zucchini this year. I don't know what we got. We got one yellow squash coming, but it's not really wowing us much. There's our yellow squash. It's looking real good. Um, Beans, if you know, we get for that. This is celery. If you haven't planted celery, it's really sweet. It's looks just like celery and tastes just like celery, a little stronger. And but it's and peppers are doing great. Uh, but these are supposed to turn yellow, so we'll see how that works. And then this is the way you pick beans. Uh, you don't bend down, you don't drag through bugs and dirt, weeds. You just come up there and you just pick them right off. The way to go. But they're getting shorter and shorter. I'm glad my wife's short. More tomatoes. These are early girls, which are really late. These are Romas. They're doing okay. We Raspberries were doing good. They don't like dry. I keep watering, but it's tough. And then blackberries have done phenomenal as normal, but they don't look the best, but they taste. But they're sour this year. We're working on that. We're trying to figure out what makes them sweet. And then this is our fig. We're so happy when that came back. But I want to give you a my kids' garden video. It was a little 2x4 square, blocked off in squares, and we has right now we have cucumbers and zinnias, giant cherry tomato, which was great for the kids, and then we have pepper in there. We got carrots over there. We've got potatoes growing there. We've got beets underneath there. And we got, I think I said lettuce, but, and, our chives never did come up. I don't know what's going on, or basil. So we've had trouble with a couple things, but that little box, we've got radishes already harvested. I think we had 8 radishes. And then we've just put up pickles, which I'll show you a picture. Well, oops, look at the one we missed. We just made pickles yesterday, and I thought I had them all, but they hide, and so I had to make this little trellis to keep them going from the middle of the lawn. It's kind of tough weed eating when you got everything growing all over your lawn, but and then Max again. Talk to him. And we've got our banana back here is doing well. We put canis, and we had a bumper crop of canis. This is a new button bush. We're not sure it's supposed to be a phenomenal pollinator tractor. But our bananas are good, and if you haven't seen a passion flower, it's not open yet, but they're native in Kentucky, but they are just amazing. There's none of them really good. A couple zinnias, and then we got the hammock. that everybody asked me on the tour, oh, I bet you lay in that all the time. Nope, and you got a garden these big. Either one, me or Terry, have been on the hammock like once or twice so far this year, but it's coming. And this is our arch garden. Everybody seemed to love this thing. It just looks kind of quaint, and really we just kind of take everything from, well, we don't know where to put it, so we'll put it over here. We got morning glories, or yeah, real morning glories, growing up, not the wild kind. And then we've got a persimmon tree, which came out of our front garden. We don't know how that got there either, but it's we got another one out there. Max, go away. And we got and just a variety of things. There's milkweed in there, and naturally butterfly bush does pretty well in the shade. I'm just kind of surprised. And then we've even got squash growing out, or some kind of pumpkin or whatever growing out of our pot on the shed. This year, I'll put a picture of the bee balm when it was all blooming. Which is a highlight. But it didn't make it for the show. Hummingbird attractors, I mean, big time. And then just our pond, which is low because we cannot put city water in our pond because they put chloramine in it and it will kill fish, frogs, whatever. So I don't see any frogs right now. They're usually sitting around, and so we have to wait for rain to fill it back up. And then we got our bird feeding station. That's ignore the air conditioner and all the other junk, but birds love it. I mean, we can't buy enough seed to keep them in food. And this is just a mix, zinnias and marigolds and giant hosta and coral bells and then our new pathway that I built in the fall, I think. And here we got some mums. And that's what bee balm looks like when it's all blooming, but when it's all blooming, it's really pretty. This is status. You find that in your bouquets when you get them for your wife. This is a new native aster that we're just starting to bloom. And Shasta daisies. Hope I did that right. Yep. And then, back to where we started, we got more marigolds, and sage, and more wildflowers. We tried planting butterfly weed, and here in this little mix, this little orange guy is a butterfly weed. I tried all spring to grow one, couldn't do it. She put a flower mix in there and it came up. Nasturtiums are looking really rough, but everybody's nasturtiums look rough this year. I don't know why. Last year they were just billowing everywhere, and I can't show you any blossoms on my black-eyed Susan vine. Darn. Mandeville is looking great. They all look great. I winter these in my garage, and angel wing begonia, my little staghorn, which is getting big. Another sweet potato. We just stuck a sweet potato in the barrel, and more zinnias, and this is where we had the okra stuck in that box with nasturtiums. I don't know, but more zinnias. My wife went crazy with zinnias this year. You know, when you get something going, all of a sudden you got, but they look beautiful. And I hope you can see, probably not, we have tadpoles growing in our barrel. And they're all growing legs and they're trying to climb out. It's so funny. I found one this morning and I'll show you a picture of it. Geranium that we saved through the winter, and marigolds, and hibiscus. Didn't bloom for the deal, so a little herb basket, and patriotic red, white, blue for St. Patrick, or yeah, St. Patrick's, and a little patriotic red, white, and blue for 4th of July. Um, but back to the beginning, and back to the kiwi. I've already cut probably 20 feet of this off already, trying to grow over the house. So I think I covered it pretty well, everything I can cover, and I got to get to work. So we will talk to you later, and hope you enjoy the video. All righty, talk to you later. Later.